Hey guys, it's Scott from Let's Play Easy Mode, and today we're going to be diving in for, I'm pretty sure, the very last time into Subnautica Below Zero. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. And if you're one of our regulars, then welcome back. Today we're going to be diving in for what I believe is going to be the very last time into Subnautica Below Zero. The last time that we played this game, I think we did really the last big thing that we need to do. We helped Alan get his body, and we learned some stuff about Alan. We found out Alan was from the architect race, and that Alan was really the one responsible for the accidental outbreak of Kara. And so in learning a little bit more about that, we found out that he wants to go make amends with his people. He wants to go home. And so while we were down there in the Crystal Caves, we gave him his body. After that, he said, I will, we talked about Robin was like, oh, hey, I want to come help you. I want to be a part of whatever you need to do to fix things. I mean, she's already kind of done her thing, right? She's already found out that her sister did die while in the process of trying to stop Kara. And then Robin got to do it. Robin got to, we did that a couple episodes ago where we found the antidote, basically the enzyme that we had from the first game, and ended up curing Kara again. And just stopping it from, breaking out again into the world. And so now she's just kind of like, hey, I'm down with helping out this alien race. And so it doesn't really sound like she wants to like go home or do anything. She's kind of like in it now with Alan, and I'm kind of curious where that's gonna go. So he was kind of like, okay, meet me at the whatever it was called, but basically it's the neighbor's house. It all came full circle back to where we are at the Fortress of Solitude. He wants to meet her next door. And I've been figuring that's gonna play into this eventually. So that's what we're doing right now. Where we left off, we made it back home and to the Fortress of Solitude. And guys, I don't know if this is it. Like, I didn't have enough time, personal time, when I did that episode to be able to finish the game. I mean, for all I knew, we were 5 minutes away from the credits rolling. And so I'm not really sure what to expect. Where we left off, we're at the Fortress of Solitude. I started putting some things away. We were gonna let Robin sleep and then basically just pick it up. And I don't know if we're gonna go over to the neighbor's house where Alan's gonna be, and then we're just gonna travel through that portal, and then the credits are gonna roll, and that's gonna be it. We leave together and Robin rides off in the sunset with Alan to an alien world, or is he gonna do that and then set up a way for her to just leave 4546B and go home? I don't know, but I have a feeling that whatever we do today, this is the last of it. So I'm really excited to see how this game is going to end, and I really hope that you guys are too. If you guys have never played this game before and you've been just kind of following the story along with me, I'm really anxious to see how this is all going to close out, because it really has been a wonderful ride. And I know I've complained a little bit about some things in Subnautica Below Zero, but as a whole, the entire Subnautica experience has been absolutely wonderful. So thank you guys so much for your continual tuning in to the series. If you've been enjoying this series, do me a favor and hit the like button. That just lets me know that you're down with what we're doing. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, make sure to click that subscribe button, not only for more content, not only for me, just to help me out and the channel out, but for you. Come on in, put a ring on it. Come home, take your shoes off, kick back, relax, and it's warm here and the community is great. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and hang out with us a little bit more often. You can hang out with us also on Discord as well. The link for that is down below. And of course, you can always hop on over to the Patreon page, which you can get to by going to this link right here. For $5 a month, you can get early release content, meaning all the videos that you see here on YouTube go to Patreon first. For $10 a month, you can get that plus exclusive content, because there are games that we are playing on Patreon that are for Patreon eyes only, like the game we're playing right now, Detroit Become Human, as well as Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. We're playing that right now as well on the channel. Doesn't matter what you sign up for, though. You can be a part of our Wednesday night live streams. We have so much fun. I do just want to say a special thanks to everybody who is on Patreon right now. Thank you guys so much for your monthly support. It really means the world to me that you have chosen to take your hard-earned cash and invest it into Let's Play Easy Mode, and I just hope that I can somehow repay that back to you guys. Thank you so much. If you're out there and you would like to join this amazing list of people, then make sure to hop on over to Patreon today. All right, guys, I think we have finally arrived. I think this is the end, and I don't know what to expect. I don't know how long this episode will be. This may be a 5 or 10 minute episode, or this may be, you know, another hour. I don't know what we have in store, but I do think this is the last one. I think we're probably at the end, and I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Also, make sure to stick around, because as we always do with games on the channel, when we are done, when the credits are done rolling, once we close out this video, I will give you my final closing thoughts and Let's Play Easy Mode review of the game, and just kind of let you know my final thoughts on Subnautica Below Zero at the end. So, all right, guys, without further ado, it's time to dive in for the very last time into Subnautica Below Zero. Well, okay, guys, we are diving back into the world of Subnautica Below Zero. I know I've been mentioning this on all the videos recently, but please forgive me for the lights. Still healing the eye, still trying to clear it out, and it's just easier to play these games without the ring light blaring in this particular eye. So we're going to go ahead and dive in, which I am super excited about. I don't know what to expect. Let's go ahead and do this. Here we go. Guys, should I be saying goodbye to all my stuff? Like, I feel like we're getting ready to go on a journey with Alan. That's how it feels. Let's get some fruit and keep this going in here. We'll keep this running. And you know what? I'll just eat that. Let's get fed over here. Okay. Guys, I think it's time to go. I do. I think this is it. I think we're gonna go maybe with Alan, and maybe that's the end of this. If we are, there's a few things we need to grab. Necklace, she needs to bring that with her. What was this? Fred's shaving kit. She's gonna grab that. Potato was her sister's cat. And we need to play this one more time. We did manage to find... Here we go. Waves crash with anxiety, another sleepless night. I always enjoy this song. Long way from society, lucky I'm alive. All right. Yeah, I know I'm far from home, but I'll survive. Well, one last look. Bye, guys. Enjoy life in there. I'd release you all, but You probably all get eaten because you're used to the home life. And I think there's enough power to keep this thing going. Okay. Here we go. Let's go talk with, hey, kitty. You're coming with me. Here we go. All right. Well. Hey, Olaf. All right, buddy. You keep being a cool snowman. I hope you get someone new to say hi to. Here we go. No time capsules this time. No major goodbyes, I think, for me on this one. It was fun, but I don't have the same, like, sentimental feelings I did about Malibu. But I'll still look at the fortress one more time. That was cool that you could color it and make it basically whatever you wanted to make it. Let's go see if we can find Alan. Here we go. I wonder if the portal's running already. Wow. He's getting some work done in there.
Are you preparing to leave, Alan?
Yes. There is much to do.
Oh, there is? Oh my. He's getting it ready for sure. Here he goes. There's the portal. Hey, man.
Do you still wish to leave with me? Beyond this teleporter, there is no turning back.
Are you kidding? I can't pass up a chance to see where architects come from. Besides, I don't have another ride.
I do not know what we will find there. The others may be sick or angry, if they live at all.
Or you could find peace. Family.
I hope you are right. Please complete any business you still have on this planet. Join me on the other side when you are ready to leave.
We're ready. Guys, this is it. This is it. This is the end. We got our stuff. Geronimo. What are we gonna see? Are we gonna see... Is it gonna leave us hanging? Are we gonna see the architects? Whoa. Oh, that portal is off. It was a one-way trip. It's snowy. This isn't still the same planet, is it? Let's find out.
Robin, you're just in time. The phase gate is opening.
Phase gate?
You've been hiding a phase gate here this whole time.
Only for the last millennium. It will lead us home.
No wonder you hid yourself from Altera.
It was imperative to keep the homeworld safe, in hopes that the others survived.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that! Wow!
Prepare the ship. The energy masts must be moved into place.
Okay.
This is different.
What am I doing? What do you need me to do, Alan? It's like a big, giant, original Xbox. Look at it. It's so cool. Maybe I over here? Is that... I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing? Alan? What are we doing, dude? What? I can't access my menu anymore. I was gonna try to replay the conversation. I don't get it. What am I supposed to do? I feel dumb now. This seems very anticlimactic. She's like Doc Ock now. From Spider-Man. I don't know what I'm doing. Dude? Oh man, I feel dumb. Oh, a line pillar. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay. So let's do the other ones. So we're just fixing some broken pillars. I get what you. I get it now. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Take a little time getting used to aligning or using these new arms.
Very good. Return to me and I will initiate ship assembly.
You got it, buddy.
Thank you. The masts are in place. The energy field is ready. There is no time to lose.
Reaction like a sharp intake of breath. I think it's her turn now, right? Oh wow, it's like getting on top of us.
Robin.
Wow!
I apologize. The levitator was calibrated for heavier bodies. I would have helped you to your feet, but as you can see, I have been fully integrated with the ship.
Whoa.
Is this permanent?
Nothing is permanent. Are you ready to go?
Yes. I found the answers I was looking for. I'm ready to move on. I can't bring Sam back. But I know she died fighting, and I got to finish her work. I'll always carry her memory.
Good. Please brace yourself, and then we will depart.
Okay. Is there like a seat? Or I just need to... Oh. Alright, Alan, here we go.
Launching in 3, 2,
We're
1.
leaving. I wonder if we'll just see the snowy part of the planet and leave. I wonder if there's any way we can still see the beach on our way out. Wow. Oh no, we're going through a portal. Okay. Gotcha. Whoa, this is really exciting. Wow.
What will we find when we get there?
If I am the last of my kind, I will experience the sorrow of 10,000 souls dimming.
That's morbid. Whoa, whoa, whoa! All right, this is great. This is a cool way to do it. Whoa. We're gonna see like an architect world. Look at
And if
this.
they survived?
With you, I am ready to face whatever awaits.
I don't think we're gonna find out. I think we see the world. There it is. Okay. It's kind of left up to the imagination. We don't know if the architects are alive. Wow. And there it is, guys. Alan, Robin, and Kitty all going to an architect world. And we have no idea. Like, we know that Robin and Alan are together, but what does that mean? Like, they won't be lonely. But what if his people are gone? Yeah, because if his people are gone, then, like he said, he's going to feel the sorrow of 10 million souls diminishing, or dimming, he said. And she's going to have to help him through that, but at least they have each other. She's kind of like, you know, hey, whatever. Kimberly Brooks, yeah. Kimberly Brooks is the voice actress who played Ashley in Mass Effect. Actually, I had my Mass Effect cup here earlier. I was drinking out of it. Wow. Well, guys, that was really something else. It was actually earlier today that I did the previous episode. And I had mentioned at the end of that episode that I was going to be coming back tonight and finishing it up. You know, honestly, if I had had more time earlier, I would have I had to go pick Ellie up from school, but if I had known it was going to be this close to the end, I would have just tagged this on to the rest of the episode. Community playtesting, Combine, somebody put Combine GLaDOS. Somebody's a Half-Life and Portal fan. Wow. Well, there it is, guys. We did it. We finished. I don't know if there will be anything at the end of the credits. usually how we do this. Oh, look at that. Special thanks to YouTubers and streamers everywhere. They did that for the first game, too. That's one thing I will say about this developer. I think it was Unknown Worlds who made it. They work really well with YouTube, with YouTubers. Is that it? We'll see what's at the end here, and then that's it. All right. There it is, guys. Well, let's go ahead and we'll talk about this game and kind of this playthrough, what it was like for me. I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the game, and then that'll be the end of this episode. Well, okay, guys, that's going to do it for this episode, and that is going to do it for Subnautica Below Zero. And what a series it was, you know? It was a fun game, and I know there were times you guys probably heard me whine and complain about a few things, but as a whole, it was still a good game, and it was fun to play. I definitely understand why some of you told me as I was finishing up the first game, and some of you guys even said it during that first Subnautica playthrough, that some of you guys shared your, hey, you know, you're gonna like Below Zero, there's some quality of life changes they do which are nice, but as a whole it's like an expansion of the other one. I get that. I can see what you guys mean. It didn't seem to be as vast a world or as big a world. It definitely was its own thing, for sure. And here's the thing. As its own entity, it wasn't bad. It's a good game. It is a good game. If I'm being honest, if I had played this one first, if this had been the first game, I may not have felt as enticed to play the original Subnautica. Like, if I had played this one first, I don't know if this would have drawn me into a second experience. So I'm gonna give you guys my honest review, because you guys know I'm a huge Subnautica fan. I love Subnautica. As a matter of fact, the first game was our first perfect 10 on the channel for my rating system, which holds no weight. I mean, it's just me grabbing something out of thin air, as far as my opinion in the moment. The first Subnautica was a 10 for me. That said, there were changes that they made to the game. First of all, quality of life things that they made, that they did in this game that were great quality of life changes. One thing that they did really well, though, was taking so many of the quality of life changes from this game and then going back and patching them into the first game. And I think that's what made the first game for me a perfect 10 by the end of it. Because I wish I had they had just made that update. And I was like, man, I'm already almost done with 40 something episodes or whatever that we played in that game. And if I had had all of those from the beginning, it would have been very different. So yeah, having those changes in the first game made it a perfect 10. That said, the changes that they made or they added in this game, there were things about the quality of life I really liked, and there were things about this game I really didn't like. And I'll mention what they are. I've been actually rather outspoken up to this point, and what's actually kind of funny is how many of I've seen you guys in the comments say that you kind of connected with this and agreed with this. One of the things that I fell in love with the first Subnautica game was the idea of you kind of basically, it felt like my own story. It felt like me. And that's, for good or bad. Sometimes people loved it. Most people seemed to really enjoy it. A couple other people peed in the pool about it and were like, about the way I played the game. But I kind of try to treat it as my own thing. Like, well, if I was a guy who crashed in the spaceship and I'm the lone survivor, what's the first thing I'm gonna do? Well, it's not gonna be hang out in the coral reef and just become a fish. It's gonna be, I'm gonna go find land and try to build a house on land. That's what I'm gonna go do, and that's what I did. I got a little bit of flack for it from some people, but you know, I'm like, well, what would you do if you crash landed? Would you go try to be, you know, Little Mermaid and live in the sea, or would you go try to be Tom Hanks in Castaway? I would try to be Tom Hanks in Castaway. And so that's what I did. But the thing I loved about that game was you made it your own. It was your own story, and there was never a moment, because it was my own story, there was never a moment where I really didn't know what to do next. I always had an idea of, well, what do I want to do next in this giant playground that they've given us in the first Subnautica game? And so I loved it, and I actually think now, if I remember one of the things I mentioned in that game was, oh, I wish our guy had a voice. And everybody's saying, oh, just wait, because the character in the next game has a voice and a voiceover. And of course, it was awesome that it was Ashley from Mass Effect, but at the same time, I was like, now that I've spent time with it, I kind of wish it didn't. And that's the difference, is I felt more invested in the first game. This game, I was like, okay, this didn't feel like me. I was a girl, for one. I was Robin, and I had a mission. And so it wasn't like my story. It was just, okay, here's our protagonist, it's Robin, and we're playing through it. And that's fine. That's how the game was designed. I didn't connect with that as much as I connected with the first game, where we didn't have a voice. We just had a character, and we could do whatever we want and investigate and use our own imagination and thought processes on trying to figure out what even happened to us. And that was really cool. This was a nice spotlight on the lore. We learned a little bit about Altera. We learned a little bit about the kind of company they are and the motives they have. We learned a little bit of the post research and facts about our Aurora crash and our character from the first game. You know, we learned that this was years later. We learned a little bit more about Kara, and we learned about the architects, and we learned where Kara came from, and we met Alan, and that was all cool stuff. It really was. It wasn't the same for me. And so, now there were other things in this game, not that the first game wasn't glitchy. Like I said earlier in the previous episode, I mean, half the stuff we put on the beach sunk into the island, you know, in the first game. But that said, there were a few things that were a little glitchy in this game during my playthrough. Some things I edited out, some things I didn't. One of the things I wasn't as much a fan of the sea truck for me. I like the idea is novel. I think the idea of still having a small thing that can attach to a bunch of modules, and you could basically build a small submarine, what we had with the submarine, the camper, we used to call it. That was fun, but you know, at the same time, it was really hard to drive, and I kept getting mysteriously stuck all the time, to the point where it wasn't lost on me that in the pause menu, there's actually a unstuck button. So I don't know if that's because of that glitch or what, but as a whole, I didn't really care for the transportation as much. I missed the sea moth, and I missed the camper, and the modules were interesting. I like the tethering teleport thing. That was cool to quickly get back to your vehicle. But as a whole, it wasn't my favorite. That's just me. I'm really glad that there are people out there who love it and they have that to love, and more power to you. As a whole, though, I will say, I also, maybe it's just that I'm not a winter guy, so the environment I didn't like as much. I also found it harder to navigate in these waters compared to the first game. The first game had more open water, I thought, to navigate through, and it was a little easier to get through it, where this, because of the clunkiness of the big sea truck when it was elongated, it was really hard to get into places, and I got stuck quite a bit. And I know there was probably a lot more to investigate as well. I probably didn't see everything, but you know, it was interesting getting some of the more characters. I love the fact that Marguerite is still there. Marguerite was there before us in the first game, and now she's there after us in the second game. But so Marguerite's character was really cool. I really enjoyed seeing her and interacting with her. And now that I think about it, that's one thing I wish I had done. I wish I had gone back to find her, maybe gone back to her greenhouse and see if I could have interacted with her one more time before we left. I wonder if she'll play a factor in the third game when they make one. I'm assuming the next Subnautica is still on 4546B. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe they'll try something new. Maybe it'll be a sequel and it will follow the adventures of Alan and Robin, though it doesn't seem to really make sense to do that. I did find it interesting that they kind of left that open-ended, like we don't really know what happened now with Robin and Alan. Like they got to where they needed to go, but we don't really know if the architects are alive or not. I guess that's a mystery for the next game. As a whole, I'll wind this down. I know it's going really long. And I tend to do that whenever we're debriefing after an entire series. But I will say this. The first game, to me, is an absolute masterpiece. That said, it's really hard for me to even put Below Zero anywhere close to the level of awesome that the first game was. It's an okay game. It's an expansion, I think, kind of maybe a little bit of a, maybe that's too light of a term, but it's like a big expansion to the first game. I would think more highly of this if it had been like, hey, Subnautica Below Zero, think of it as like a DLC for the first game. But the fact that it was actually treated as a sequel and this is what they followed up with the first game with, and I don't want to offend anybody, so please don't be hurt by this. You know, I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. If you love this game, I'm so glad you do, and I'm glad you have this. But just for me, I gotta say that this was one of my, in comparison, this was one of my least favorite sequels to an awesome first game I've ever played. Because the first Subnautica, I would go back and play that game just off camera for fun. This one, I'm kind of okay with the fact it was done. I felt sad and sentimental when I ended my time in the first Subnautica. This one I've actually been looking forward to ending for a while. And so that said, breaking it down, graphically it was great. It was really clunky sometimes with the navigating around in the sea truck. But honestly, I will tell you, I enjoyed the lore, but the story of Robin and Sam was not a deep story, guys. Like, the way it just kind of ended, I thought we were going to be investigating some crazy conspiracy, and maybe I missed something. It's quite possible. I haven't seen any comments yet for these videos that I've been doing, the last couple of videos. Maybe there's a PDA I missed. I don't really think that there was like a deep conspiracy or anything within Alterra. It just seemed like Robin died because of an accident. And then we cured Karab. So if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, about that. But honestly, for me, the story didn't really grip me as much between Robin and Sam, and then Robin was just like, okay, whatever, I finished Sam. Sam's gone. I'm good with that. Let's go right off with this alien and see, what I'm riding off to. And that was it. It didn't really do anything, the story, for me on this one. That said, I'm going to bring this to a close. I've been just rambling. It's late at night, and I'm trying to process all these thoughts right now in my head about Subnautica Below Zero, and I thank you guys for sticking around with me if you're still watching this. Final review. The first Subnautica was a 10. There is no way I can give Subnautica Below Zero a 10, in my opinion. I will give this game, at best, probably a 7. I would say by itself, Subnautica Below Zero, I have to probably give it like a 7. The first game is a perfect 10 for me. This, it's not bad, but I would give it it's like slightly above average. It's a good game. It's not the masterpiece level that the first game was for me. And that's my final review of Subnautica Below Zero. Hopefully I didn't offend or ruffle any feathers out there. Again, I thank you guys so much for, you know, supporting this series and watching it, helping me with your comments. That is going to conclude Subnautica Below Zero. Make sure to keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks because we are going to be doing a couple more, at least one more, maybe two more regular Subnautica videos where we are going back to Malibu and we're going to bring this full circle where it all started. And we're going back to Malibu, but we're going back to Malibu to explore it in VR, which I'm really excited to do. I think that will be a lot of fun to share with you guys. Guys, I've been rambling way too long, so it's late, and I'm going to let you guys go. But I love you all so much, and I'm looking forward to exploring Malibu with you very soon in VR. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. But until then, take it easy.